Hey, what's going on guys? J Cloud here. Today we're here to discuss Black Clover Chapter 312. The fight between the Black Bulls versus Morris finally begins, and the way that Tabata is setting up this fight could lead into the biggest fight that has happened in this arc so far. And I don't think Morris is going down easily, because his modification magic is seriously broken. But as always guys, before we start, be sure to subscribe to the channel with notification bells on if you are new, and be sure to leave a like on this video. I appreciate it in advance. Now let's talk about Black Clover Chapter 312, At the Gates of Hell. Alright, so this chapter picks up where we see the Black Bulls hideout crashing into the building, interrupting the entire fight because we saw in last chapter Lotus was about to die by Morris. And he even acknowledged this rescue, saying more insane people showed up, thanks to you guys that I'm alive. And the same for Dorothy. She says nice timing, I'm happy to see all the Black Bulls again. And Morris is happy to see them too, but for more sinister reasons. He even laughs about it and talks about that Dante informed him about the Black Bulls, and that there were two among them that were arcane stage mages, meaning Gray and Vanessa, because Dante was very intrigued of their magic type, was so interested that he wanted them to be his wife, which is crazy. Dante was very demanding when it came to women, which makes me think that Dante have other wives, or he probably had some in the past, but they were in arcane stage mages, so he looked at Gray and Vanessa as opportunities to rule the world. Cause just imagine Vanessa as a devil host with her fate magic. You know how broken she would be? Depending on the kind of devil she'd make a contract with, she would be unstoppable. And likewise for Gray. But the information that Dante gave Morris was so intriguing to him, to the point where he screams out saying, "You lot have extremely interesting magic. Every last one of you is worth dissecting." Which that part of the dialogue sounds so much like Sally, but it makes sense because they both are scientists. We then get to see how disgusting Morris' modification looks, because we see that the modification magic look like giant demonic hands that's on every tip of his fingers. Just these nasty giant hands, and it reminds me of Dante's body magic, just based on how massive and deformed it looks. Even Vanessa acknowledged that Morris' magic power is clearly similar to the Dark Triad, but he's not one of them. Morris then goes for attack using Modification Magic Operation, which tried to attack all the Black Bulls at once. And this is how you know Morris' Modification Magic is so broken, because Vanessa mentioned that Rogue's power is ineffective, because Morris' modification magic interferes with concepts, so this man's very magic is changing the nature of how a spell operates. And just him being a devil host with one gate open, we know for a fact he's not using 100% of his powers, because we start to see that one arm is going through that Henry's hideout wasn't managed to block, and Morris explains that if I touch one of you, you are finished. This lets me know that his modification magic, if he touched somebody, their magic is most likely getting stolen away, which I hope that's the case, because at this point he's looking like all for one of Black Clover, just based on the way his magic works. Gray then steps into the fray, which saved everybody at this point, because if Morris would have touched anyone, something bad could have happened. But before Gray continue on doing anything, we seen a quick flashback with her conversation with Owen. When Owen found out that Gray changed the very structure of Dante's sword magic into healing Gauche, he knew something was very odd about her magic, and he knew that it was more than just transformation magic. Because Owen explains that transformation magic is more so similar to illusion, it only changes the way things look. However, what Gray did is something very different in its entirety. The name he gave Gray's magic is Transmutation Magic, because her magic is changing the very structure of something, not just giving it a false image, which we see that she made Morris' modification magic turn into plants, which is so impressive by Gray, because Morris is a very strong character with his modification magic, which is changing and affecting concepts of someone's magic, which was powerful enough to break out Dorothy's glamour world. However, this only stops a small part of Morris' modification magic, because his magic is all over the place, but Gauche, he helps out Gray, while Gray looks in Gauche's eye and creates a mirror brigade, which was enough to completely stop Morris' modification magic in its tracks. So the combination spell with Gauche Mirror Brigade and also Gray's transmutation magic did something that Dorothy wasn't able to counter with her dream magic. That's very impressive. However, with Morris being a devil host for Lucifero, he has two magic types, so he uses Gravity Magic, Presence of the Demon King, which was completely able to remove the effects of the spell that Gauche and Gray created, which was very smart on Morris' part to get out the situation, because he knows for a fact that Gray should not be able to transform Gravity, because Gravity has no form to transform. Because if she was able to do that, then I had to claim her as the greatest support mage in the series, because right now I got real, but if she was able to do that, that would have been crazy. We then see Henry, and he talks about that during that time he couldn't protect anyone, and he is referring to the time when Dante attacked the Black Bulls, and also when Xena came to clean up the mess. And we see in this flashback where Gordon finally arrived at the Black Bulls hideout after 6 months being with his family. And I love the dialogue from Gordon when he shows up. He says that now that I'm here, everything will be okay. Let's go save the captain. And Vanessa's like, as always, I cannot understand what you're saying. And Gordon talks about that it took him 6 months training with his family to learn how to turn his poison into medicine. Because you guys already know, if you've been following this channel for a while, I've been hyping up Gordon for almost a whole year because I really want to see what magic he's going to bring into the table ever since this time skip. Especially since we know that his family is connected to Megicula with cursed magic, and also that his father is trying to create a new generation where they can learn how to use curse recovery magic. And a lot of you guys already know that I made many videos on Gordon discussing and theorizing that I believe that Gordon will come back with some form of curse recovery magic. However, Tabata did something in this chapter which I love even better than the typical curse recovery magic. With Gordon's new power with his curse magic, he is able to turn curses into power with his modified poison curse magic, which is called Curse Neighbor, which we see he was able to touch Henry without his magic being drained, because with Gordon's curse magic being activated while touching Henry, his long hair is gone, he looks healthy, and he gives Henry the ability to choose where he can drain magic from, and we see the magic being drained from Morris, and Morris is so surprised. He's shocked. He really doesn't understand what's going on, and Henry with his Black Bull hideout punches Morris to the ground, and man, this guy's face looked beaten up now. And Morris is so surprised. He's like, what are the odds when I'm the one that has the strongest devil power? While this is happening, we see Asta flying in with the rest of the Black Bull squad members with Luck, Nero, Noel, Charmy, Zora, Magna. The whole squad is here, but we don't see Noct, excluding him. And while this is happening, Morris is spazzing now. He's bloody. We see that he's talking about that with countless experiments, he has elevated to another plane of existence than the rest of everyone else. That's why I have the greatest aptitude as a devil host. And I gotta be honest, seeing this part of the chapter made me look at Morris in a whole different light. Now I'm not taking him that seriously anymore unless I see some more intimidating factor, because I didn't want to see Morris get this badly injured this early on. Because Morris has been hyped up since the beginning of Black Clover, and just to see him get bodied like this, even though the fight isn't over, but to see him get bodied this early on, I am very concerned, because he's talking like he already lost the fight. He's wilding out. And to make matters worse, he gets punched in the face by one of Charmy's sheeps. And we see Asta, he goes on to say, whether you are the final devil host or Morris, the mage scholar of Diamond, doesn't mean anything to us. We just have one thing to say. Give us back the captain of the Black Bulls. And I gotta be honest, the way this chapter ended, I laughed because the meme continues of forgetting about William. Like, I get it. Yami is their captain, so of course they're going to say, give us back our captain, but no mention of William. Like, yeah, you could say, and William too. Like, I guess that's just how it is. Which I completely understand, but it just seems as though everybody is forgetting about this guy. But one thing y'all better not forget about is that subscribe button with notification bells on to see more Black Clover content from me right into your YouTube feed. You guys have an awesome life. Take care of yourselves. Stay blessed, and I'm out.